everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Deborah Franklin live here on Fire Radio. I cannot believe it. It has been such a long time since we have been together. It is amazing. I can't believe we have not been on air, oh my gosh, for almost a month. We took some time off to regroup. We've traveled, we've gone some places, we've done some things, and tonight's show is just gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be out of sight. I can't wait for us to get in. We have some great guests coming on. We got some good things that are happening. I mean, it's been so much going on. Oh my gosh, why have we been away? I cannot believe that so many things are going on. It's just like one thing after another, crisis after crisis. It's just been so many things that were happening. So it's like, I don't even know where to start. It's like we missed so much. We've had hurricanes, we've had storms, it's just been wild to say the least. I don't even know what to tell you about it. It's just like, and then we've seen so many, even though with all the bad things that have happened, we've also seen a lot of good. We've seen people coming together that wouldn't normally come together. We've had people helping each other, like never before. It's like, what do you do in the time of storm? What do you do when so many things are crashing around you and things are happening? What do? You know what you do? You join together, you bind together, and you make it happen. I have seen and I've heard so many great stories about people that have just been helping people that have just been doing things. It's been like, I've known some people that have lost so much, but it's like they have not lost their joy. They have not lost their patience. They have not lost their trust in God. They have not lost anything. They are just like, wow. It's just been, it's just like one thing after another. You can't help but be thankful in this season when you start to look around and things are just not what they used to be, and things are just not going the way that you would want them to go. You cannot help but thank God to see all of this destruction, all these things that are happening. And y'all, it's just really weird when we were putting this show together, it didn't even dawn on me that this was the anniversary of 9/11, when we all went through so much, when our whole country was affected by something that was going on. And so it's like, it's hard to believe that we were all suffering and our lives changed tremendously on September 11th. And I couldn't believe that it was just 2001. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it happened. And then with everything, all the storms that are happening right now, it's like, what do you do? And that's why we titled this show today, What Do You Do? Survival, basically, after the storm. How do you stand after the storm? How do you, out of all these things that are happening around you, all these things that are happening in your life, how do you stand? How do you make it happen? It's like you see things crashing around you. You see things going all array. You see things going all topsy-turvy. And it's like, if one more thing happened, what do I do? Do you know what you do? You start to trust God. And I was going through, I said, God, I need a scripture for tonight. And I said, I need a prayer. I need something to just share with the people, especially when it comes down to peace. So many times we take peace so lightly. We take peace to the point that we don't even really trust it. We take peace and we think that peace is just, I can come home. And then you know how many people go home and they're not in peace? How many people go to work and they're not in peace? How many people get up every morning and they're not at peace? And you're like, wow. When I really had that, and the thing is, they weren't even affected by a storm. They weren't affected by a hurricane or a flood or the loss of their house, the loss of their family members. They weren't affected by losing a parent or losing anything. They just don't have peace. It's like, how do you live your life without peace? And God just led me right to Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ. I mean, did you hear that? It says, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, meaning that you can't even understand the peace of God. You can't even understand what's going on. And it's like when God is basically telling us right here in Philippians that if we just give it over to him, he will guard our hearts. That means we have no reason to be living around with hardened hearts and hardened minds, and we're just can't get along with anybody. We can't do anything. We cannot live like that. We have got to learn to live. As I heard one of my friends say, live in full live and in living color. Because when you live in color, you can't help but take it to another level. You can't help but do what you are called to do. You have got to learn that nothing around you, whatever is going on, that it cannot slow you down. It cannot hinder you. It cannot move you from where you are. You cannot wait for anything or anybody to take you out of your situation. You have got to learn to just say, God, I trust you. God, I'm living for you. God, I believe in you. God, I just want you to move in my life like never before. God, I want you to just move in my job. Let the peace of you just rest, rule, and abide in my job. God, I want you to rest, rule, and abide in my house. Even though it's not what I want, it's not where I want, but I want the peace to be able to just live there and do what I got to do. God, I want the peace just to go to the grocery store. Do you know how many people get nervous just with going out? How many people just get nervous with little things? Guys, we have got to learn to be at peace. No matter what your body is saying, no matter what situation is going on, we've got to learn to be at peace. No matter what. Because when we do, you will start seeing things change. Now, I just want to share this with you. Now, this afternoon, a lot of you know that I am from Houston, and I was really not at peace at a situation that was going on. My mother she's fine. She had to be admitted to the hospital for some tests. And so she calls me and she tells me some stuff. And I'm like, why are you calling me? And I'm on the East Coast. And you're in Texas about a situation that's going on. Now, my brothers were attempting to handle it. But when I got wind of it, I said, oh, let me handle this one. Because I have never, and I'm going to say the name of the hospital, because I was very distraught and distressed with them today. I have never been so disappointed in an institution ever in my life. Houston Northwest Hospital is the worst right now, in my opinion. They did some stuff today, and it's not the first time that I've heard different things about them. And I told my mom she will never go there again for anything. I don't care if she need to get just blood work done. She's not going there. It got to the point where I had to call them, y'all. I had to call them. And I was like, my spirit was so vexed with them. I was like, you cannot be serious, some of the stuff that they had did. I was like, are you serious? I could not believe their actions. I called this one person. He was like, you're not going to be yelling at me. I said, first of all, I'm not yelling. I said, now you might be hearing me through my car speakers and you may be thinking that, but right now I'm dissatisfied with the service that my mother is receiving. And I said, it makes no sense that I'm on the East Coast and I have to call you here south to take care of something. But even though I had to go and say some of the things that I said, I wasn't ugly, I wasn't nasty. But I was at peace because I knew if I had shared with them, I had to share with them how I really felt, because you're not going to treat someone that I love and somebody that I care about any kind of way. But I said this to say, how many of you are treating God with negligence. You're neglecting God and you're neglecting his business. Have you thought about that? If you are neglecting God and his business, maybe that's why you don't have any peace. I just want you to think about that. Because when you neglect the will of God, when you neglect what God has ordained and called you to do, you are operating in a way that you're being disrespectful. And God's not going to give you peace. You're going to always feel like you're in turmoil. You're going to always feel like you're going through. You're going to always feel like you cannot make it because you are not living in peace. Whatever you're keeping, whatever, it's like a lot of times we try to hide behind a facade. We try to hide behind the mask of, I'm not going to tell this person how I really feel. I'm not going to share with these people on what I really want to do. But then you're living in a situation where you're not at peace. And if you're not at peace, how can you be successful? And I just want to shout out to all the ladies that are running their business and running their households. How can you be at peace when you cannot? How can you be at peace and you don't have any solace? How can you be at peace and you're treating people bad? Oh, hey, Antoinette. So glad that you joined us tonight. Hello, my sister. So glad you're here. We are back, and it's just like we're talking about peace, and we're talking about when you let go and just let God take control of what you're doing, you're going to be at peace. You're going to have things, you're going to be amazed at how things start to change when you just have peace. When you start to treat people with respect, when you start treating yourself, let me take that back just a little bit. When you learn to treat yourself with respect, when you learn to treat you with respect, everybody else is going to start respecting you, because then you can live at peace. You can live in real peace. When you learn to let people, when you learn to let people treat you properly, then it's like you'll start seeing it'll be a ripple effect. Things will just start happening. You'll just never know. Like, you'll start meeting people that you need to be in your circle. And they always talking about the laws of attraction. You cannot attract what you aren't. You cannot attract the right people when you're not right. You got to get you right. And when you get right, then you would be amazed at how many times or what would be going on. And it's like, you be like, oh my God, they're talking to me. Oh my God, this is happening to me. But that comes with having peace. And something happened to me on this weekend. This weekend, some of you know that I am the co-host on the T, and we had to tape this weekend. And I just had, at first, I was rushing, I was running, had to get this, I had to get this, I had to do this, I had to do that. And for those that don't know, I drive when we tape. We tape in New York. Well, we tape in Harlem. And so that means I got to get up early in the morning. I got to drive to Harlem. I got to get there, get ready, get makeup done, get this, do that. And it's like, I was like hustling and bustling. And I said, you know what? For real, I got to get myself together, because I wasn't at peace. And I was like, the moment I got myself together and I got a peace about myself, my whole situation changed. My whole attitude changed. My whole everything changed. And I want to share another testimony about just getting peace from God. When we went to Houston for Hats and Heels, and it was so much going on. Oh my God, so much going on. It was like people that were supposed to help me weren't able to come. People that were supposed to do some stuff weren't able to do it. People that were supposed to do this couldn't do it. And it was just like one thing after another. I could not believe it. I was like, wow, what is going on? And I was like, I cannot believe this is happening to me. So I said, okay. And I told the people, I said, you know what? I need to go borrow your altar. I had to go borrow the altar. How many times have you slowed yourself down just to go to the altar and just pray and just ask God to clear your mind, clear your heart, clear whatever is going on with you? Just clear it all out. So then you will be able to do what you had to do. I had another friend that was going through some stuff, and I promise you, after I prayed, when I tell you the whole countenance of everything just changed, it was like a light switch just got flipped on. It was like something just came over me, and I was just able to do what I needed to do, because at first I was like running around like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, what's going to happen? But when you learn to pray and ask God for his peace, when you get peace about a situation, when you get peace about a person, when you get peace about whatever is going on around you, you will be, it's just like, I just cannot stress this enough. Having peace is the biggest mindset shift that anybody can do. And then you'll start seeing your business grow. Then you'll start seeing your ministry grow. Then you'll start seeing the ideas grow. Then you'll start seeing, okay, I want to write a book, but you have no idea what to write about. But when you get in peace, when you're able to just sit down and just be at peace with who you are and where you are and what you're doing, then you can do what you have been called to do. You can do what you have been ordained and anointed to do. Because when you live in peace and when you live in the realm of peace, God has no other choice but to bless you. Well, guess what, guys? I am so excited about our guest tonight. She is in the studio. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back with you, because I have none other than Miss Amber Townsend joining us here live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin on Fire Radio. And then we're going to be right back with you. I can't wait. Hey, Amber Townsend, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am. I know. This is awesome. It is so great to see you. Guys, I met Amber Townsend when I was in Houston doing Hats and Heels, and she had me on her show, and she is the host of In 8 Seconds. I was amazed, honey. We had such a good time. We laughed. We oh my God, we ate, we talked, we chit chat. We just had a great old time at her event when I was at home. Oh, hold on, Amber. We had a comment that I missed, and then from Antoinette, she said sometimes we have to just stop in place and just ask God for his guidance. That, when I tell you, doesn't that hit home, Amber? Sometimes you just got to stop.
He said, stop and be still.
What a concept. Yes. Right. And sometimes we have to accept waiting. But you know what? That's the key right there. We got to accept the wait. And so many times we don't want to wait. We want everything like it's in the microwave, But you know, that is amazing. Girl, I am so glad to have you with me. And so first, tell everybody, who is Amber Townsend? Oh, I know that was a loaded question.
Got a second? I wear a lot of different hats. I do a lot of really incredible things by the grace of God. He pushes me through daily. I have a company called Amber Townsend Presents that is those live events like what you saw. And so we can host a TV show. We can host other events, concerts, you name it. And then I also PR and advertising that go along with it. I represent other brands as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah, but then my passion is my show, and it's really cool because it's filled with, we volunteer, we go out to the streets, we take the show where the people are. So we, whether it's a live event and we bring in music and live cooking and special guests, or we're actually in outreach mode and we take it to the streets, we're interviewing actually out on the streets and getting to the heart of the people and letting them share their personal experience to impact the lives of the viewers and provide hope. I'm a voice of hope. If you can bottle me up in one thing, it's a voice of hope.
I love it. And for those that don't know, Amber does live in Houston, Texas, and she's been all over the place through this hurricane, flood, everything that's going on. And I was like, and I told everybody, I said, the great thing is that my mom, my family actually did pretty well. None of them, everybody was well. Nobody was really affected by the flood. My aunt lost her car, but it's like she's gotten it back. It's like, it's been crazy, but it's like, and it's almost, and I hate to say it like this, but it's almost like Houston went through a disaster and it's not even lasting as long as everybody else has. You were on the ground. Tell us about what you went through, what you experienced.
Okay, so so the actual house that I'm sitting in today is a rebuild from Hurricane Ike several years back. And so this house was completely destroyed underwater. Now it's on stilts. We have to have an elevator to get in and get out in the back in the event of a hurricane. So this house is right on the coast. So I took all my things that I could and went into Houston because I didn't want to be a house that was swept away, right? I've got too much to go for. I fought too hard to survive to be washed away.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So I went and I stayed in Houston in a third-story loft. But what was so crazy about it is I have two children. I have a son who's 25 and a daughter who's 20. I had one on one side of town and one on the opposite side of town. My daughter, her vehicle was getting flooded out. It was crazy, and she's like, "Mom, let me let you know we're moving everything upstairs." And I'm like, I'm stuck. I can't get to you, So my heart was going out to her. And then my son, where he was starting to flood near him, but he was safe. So I thought, my kiddos are safe. I'm going to be okay. So what else can I do?
Right.
So I was trapped in this crazy little bubble. Downtown flooded. Downtown buildings were flooded. Mm-hmm. All of the freeways, I-10, 59, all of these crazy highways that are the little bowl that goes around us was completely flooded, but where I was. Okay,
that's amazing.
Talking about wild, because I was like, Lord, how is this happening? All this destruction is around me. So what happened is I was in serious prayer mode, and I love to volunteer, and I always, I'm always right to go to where the people are. So my phone and Facebook was just blowing up. Hey, Amber, can you help me? Hey, Amber, I need help. Hey, Amber, I'm hanging from a tree. Hey, Amber, my car is going underwater. Hey, Amber, this, 911, instead of 911, they were calling Amber, So I was like, well, okay. I was like, let me see what I can do. So the best thing that I could do is find out who is in their area, find out where the shelters were being set up, find out, basically assess the situation and find a solution and find the people to help me get the resources to the people. So I was on a mission. So I connected with other individuals that were doing the same thing.
Awesome.
So it was really cool. So I walked over to George R. Brown as soon as I could, even though parts of downtown was still flooded. While I was there, I don't know if you know this, but I was avoiding the cameras because I was actually serving and connecting. But Fox News Channel, the national TV channel, came up to me finally at the end of the day, and she's like, I've got to talk to you. I don't know who you are, but all I know is people keep coming up to you like they already know you, and or they're coming to you for help, and you've got the team pumped up, and you're what is this about? Who are you? And so I told her
I love
what my mission was. And so in the event, so I was filming live on national TV. My phone was ringing. Hey, Amber, what do you need? I want to send it to you. So shipments were coming in from all over the United States. And so again, I was like, okay, Lord, this is hilarious. I was like, I can't get to my other place. I'm right here downtown in the bubble, still spraying water. So I started setting up little areas where we set up for distribution. So, and then another person with distribution called me and said, hey, I've got a place at the airport. I've got a place here. Why don't you come join us? And so that's what I've been doing, is helping from distribution.
You were just a switchboard for everybody.
Yeah, and then out on the streets whenever I can to provide, we just provided blankets. Miracle Blanket was a company that donated to us. We donated all these brand new baby blankets and all these supplies. And still today, every day, my phone is still ringing. Miss Amber, we need this. Miss Amber, we need that. We deliver, just so you know, all over Texas, not just Houston. We delivered to the unreached. So Beaumont, Rockport, Port Aransas, all these areas, Vidor, all these other places that no one could get to, we could get to. Even FEMA and Red Cross couldn't get to most of them, but we got in there.
That's how we do it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's like, You know, that's amazing because people helping people, because so many times we go through these situations, and it was like my church took up a collection. We sent out stuff. We sent out money and gift cards. It's like, and I'm on the East Coast, so it's like you got things coming in from everywhere, and it's just amazing. And then with the age of social media, people that wanted to help were able to help in a way that they didn't think that they could. And it was like, even with me being here, which was hilarious, because I felt like I was the switchboard here, because I would say, look, such and such is doing this. Y'all are good? Do y'all need to call somebody? Because it was like nobody really knew who to call or what to do.
Well, you want to hear something cool?
Yes.
So I've always tried to get people to understand the power of social media, right? Just like this. You're there, I'm here. We're in two totally different places in the United States. But we can still connect and share our stories and empower people.
Exactly.
So all this time, I've been doing this type of thing for years and years and years, right? So I felt like my voice was like hitting a solid wall or a piece of glass. So through this, it's so cool. People realize, hey, if I like and share a post, I'm going to reach more people. So when they really realize how many people it reaches, or a simple like, that it reaches their network. And I thought it was so incredibly cool to see the miracles that occurred through Facebook.
Exactly.
By sharing posts through Facebook, saying, hey, 911 situation, I need some help. And people would do it. People just would show up and take charge. And that's what it's so... and
that's what's amazing about all of this. Well, Amber, we're going to take a little twist in our conversation, because we were talking, the whole premise of this show tonight is life after the storm. And it was just ironic because you were booked before the storm. That's the crazy part. This wasn't even, we didn't even plan this. So I don't want don't think that we just called at the last minute like, girl, we got to get you on. No, it was like we had already been planning this since August. Since August, when I had taken the time off. And I meant to tell you, Ava Keaton, she chimed in. She said, we love Amber here in Houston. And she said she is really amazing. Yes, ma'am, Miss Ava. Yes, she is. She's listening live on fireradio.com. So that's amazing. So, you have had, looks like you're frozen, Amber. Okay, there you go. You have had some storms in your own personal life. And I think a lot of people, they always think about, when we talk about the storms, the disasters in the world, but as a woman, as a lady boss, how do we deal with our personal storms? How do we take what's thrown at us and still come out and the makeup is laid right and the hair is done? People don't know what we've gone through exactly. Just looking at how we made up and how we come out. How do you have life after the storm, Amber?
Girl, so it's crazy. Literally, I just went through a crazy storm. I made the necessary, we touched base, and I told you there's some necessary changes I need to make in my life.
Exactly.
And it had to do with my relationship. And, and then my walk with the Lord. In order to serve properly and be out there in public, I have to do the right thing. So
exactly.
I had to cut ties to my relationship. And I try to keep the two separate, but they really go hand in hand. Any relationship really correlates with your business as well, right?
Exactly.
And so I made a big change a week ago, and it was kind of hard because it does become in the public eye.
Very much so.
To keep going. I had lives to save, no matter what was going on in my personal life, right?
Exactly.
I had people to witness to. I had people who counted on me, and I didn't have time to sit and say, "Woe is me," or "I wonder what he's doing," or "Oh, I want to go back," or anything. I just said, you know what? I made a decision. I moved forward with it. I get up, I pray about it, and I say, Lord, you've got to get me through. Because today, you know what? My heart's hurting.
Exactly.
And I just don't even feel like getting out of bed. I really don't. I just feel like eating bonbons and, like any other situation. But I've been through heck and back, and literally. If it could be traumatic, I've been through it. If it could be abusive, I've been through it. if it could be life altering, I've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
If it can go from, being super successful to becoming very ill and disabled and no light at the end of the tunnel, I've had every reason to give up.
Right.
Give up. And I choose life. And not that I didn't battle depression. Girl, I did.
That's
and
major.
I had some dark patches. But I see, I am blessed to have a solid foundation of faith. And so that's how I get through. That is the answer. If I could just say literally, it's my faith in Christ that gives me the strength to go on every day. And even on the days that I don't feel like getting dressed and putting on makeup and getting out there, or maybe I'm really sick, I have lupus and other health issues, and I get out there and I push through for the people. They give me purpose. They give me hope. My family is super independent, so they don't really need me that much. So I really do it for the people, believe it or not.
I totally understand. But you said something that was really key, and it was like you said you had to give up on a relationship. How many times do you feel like women, we just gonna have a little girl talk now. How many times do you feel like women, we give up on our dreams or on our purpose and miss our destiny because we want to stay in a relationship?
This girl, I've done it my whole life. I was called to ministry as a teenager, got married.
Wow.
Later on in life, same thing. My career, I fell in love. They were like, let's go do this instead. I'm like, well, 23 years invested in this. No, let's go do this instead. And then now, same thing with my show. Everyone wants to be a part of my show. They want the finances I'm going to reap, but they don't want me to go and minister to people. So I really can see how important it is to have the equally yoked. Remember, we talked about this.
Yep.
I see, even though I was in a relationship that wasn't, I ended that.
Right.
I want God's for the best. And I know with the right person that God will turn that around and this topic will no longer be a topic. He will be there by my side or supporting me as I'm traveling or travel with me. And that I think that's what it is when it's a relationship that God chooses for us versus someone that we choose for ourselves. I think that's where the difference is.
Oh my God. You said a mouthful, girl.
Yeah, let me pray with you. Let's get our day started right. At the end of the night, same thing. Praying with your family, praying for your coworkers, praying for your success, praying for, you won't have a broken heart. You won't be empty. You won't feel solo and alone in a relationship because that's not a healthy relationship.
It's not at all. And it's like so many women, I feel like we get caught into, y'all, this is not a relationship show. This is just a turn that we made. And we just getting ready. And we just going to go there because clearly somebody that's watching or somebody that's going to hear this rebroadcast, some woman needs to know that when you are seeking your purpose and destiny, it all the factors weigh in because you just can't let anything come into your space. And it's like we have to start to recognize that even with our girlfriends, even with our male friends, because sometimes we get caught up. Oh, I ain't letting this dude do this to me. But then we turn around. It's our homegirls that are dragging us down as well. They say that they pumping us up, but in all actuality, they be like, "Girl, you really can't do that." And you're like, "What? Like what?" And so, what would you say to somebody that was going through this similar situation with, let's say, even their girlfriends that, they couldn't reach their purpose and destiny because they're dealing with girlfriends?
Yeah. So two things happen when you are successful and as you're going up the ladder. People hang on to you and they want to ride up. They don't want to get there themselves. They want to ride up with you, right? Hey, girl, you know what? I'm going to be at your event. And they're like right in the middle of everything, but they're not helping. Right?
Exactly.
They want your success. They don't want their own success. They want to ride your coattail. Or they are your friend, but they're not there for you when you need them. Whether it's, hey, you know what? I need a friend. I just need coffee with somebody, so I'm not just, bounce things off myself. if you are struggling, instead of helping you get through it, and they're talking behind your back, the right thing for that woman and for any of us to do is to support other women, to be there for them. You need help. I see you struggling, girl. Let me help you. You know what? You filled your plate too full. Let me help you. But another thing is, though, do not feel guilty for cutting them out of your life.
Wow. You said something. Say that again, Amber. That was one. Look, that was one of them preaching moments that you need to repeat.
You know what? I realized now. God showed me the other day. When people do that, they develop like a little umbilical cord, and they connect to you. Okay, so this is I'm a very visual person.
Yes.
And they take all the good that you have, your spirit, your nature, your everything, your love, your compassion, your passion, your ambition, and they are living off everything that you have until you have nothing left, right?
Wow.
So there's a time point you got to cut that umbilical cord and let them be who they're supposed to be, and you be who you're supposed to be. There's a difference between it's yours and you have supporters versus people coming in and trying to take what's yours. Each one of us has our own purpose.
Exactly.
You have a purpose that's different than my purpose. We might do something that's so similar, and I could probably support you in everything you do, and you could probably support me in everything I do. But our purpose is different.
Yep.
And your calling, the people you talk to, and your spiritual growth, and your walk, and your business, everything. Again, even though it's similar, right?
Right.
We both have shows, we both do things that are similar, but we're not supposed to stay in the same circle. Our circles are supposed to continue and grow and grow and grow and continue so that we could spread all of that joy or all of that education or all of those resources and build new relationships. Continue. You're supposed to be out with the old and in with the new.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you can't have that same girlfriend that you've had for 23 years.
Exactly.
But you can also, if that girlfriend hadn't gone anywhere in her life and if she doesn't have the same dreams and ambitions, then you're not going to have enough things in common to really have that close relationship.
Yep.
You can support each other.
Right.
You have to have things in common in a relationship, right?
Exactly. Because it's just like you said, you're going after coffee and you're all excited about something God has showed you. You just bouncing and all they can talk about, well, I went to work today. And you like...
Filed some papers.
I'm like...
Because they don't have the same passion.
Exactly.
Not helping others, which is okay.
It's okay. And I had to learn that. So bad because I tell everybody, my best friend and I got this joke. She supports me in everything that I do. But at first I would get mad at her because she wouldn't do what I wanted her to do. It's like I couldn't duplicate myself in her. It's like, I said, why? And then God said, it's your vision, not hers.
Right.
And it's like, you got to find out. Because I tell everybody I used to fire her every day. She was fired every day. Every day she was fired. But it was like what I needed her to do. We had to find what lane she belonged in. And when we found that, she flourished. It's like, I can't fire you from this one because you did a darn good job. And it's like, and I think we have to learn to be okay with putting our friends in their lane. Not just being mean about it, but even in our minds, we have to learn to compartmentalize.
Right. So another thing too is like I always wanted my daughter to follow in my footsteps. She's like, absolutely not. I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
But also, two things too. So your friends can be your friends, and they don't have to be your business partner.
Exactly.
Okay. So too many times we want to make our best friends or closest friends or girlfriends or guy friends or whomever, our supporters, our business partner or strategic partners or a part of our business plan or involved in some way. And it doesn't always work because it changes when you integrate business and friendship. It changes. So business is business, friendship is friendship. And so that's another thing too that I always see a lot of people. Okay, this is my girlfriend, this is my homegirl, this is my this person. It's all your clique, and they're not going to stick around.
Right, they disappear.
Things that they need still in their life to do. So when you have a vision and you surround yourself with others that support that vision, they will become your friend.
Yes.
They will become your biggest supporters.
Yep.
But I see a lot of times friendships end and relationships end or marriages
Mm-hmm.
end because you try to partner up on everything.
Right. And then again, everybody has to learn their place in their lane and just be okay with that. And then it's like you could get so much more accomplished when you learn when everybody operates in their gifts. If we just want to keep it biblical, if you operate in your gift and I operate in my gift, then guess what? We gonna have a whole lot going on.
Exactly. So you're gonna shine in that area.
Exactly.
And you're gonna own it. You're gonna own. That's all I say. Do one thing, do it well, and own it. You know. And
that's major. You got to own it. I like that, Amber. You got to own it. This is like you know how to cook, but you're not calling yourself a chef. You know what I'm saying? It's like do what you do and be okay with what you do. And you know, we have similar shows, we have similar things, and we talk about probably some of the same things. But you do something else that I thought was kind of interesting, and I want you to share with the people. Tell us about that dating game, honey.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. Yeah, so something that I did before I turned everything over into faith-based, and it's kind of cool because I kind of mixed it up together. So
yeah, because just because you saved, you still need to know how to date.
Oh, heck yeah.
More importantly.
The right way, so that we don't go through, 30 guys in 1 year, or 30 women in 1 year. Yeah,
exactly.
But because people speed date, right?
Exactly.
So sure, I'll meet you for coffee. And then by dinner, you already have another date, right? And it's someone totally different. You get Friday night, Saturday, Thursday night, Tuesday night. People, and that's what people think single life is, right? So I want to turn that around, and so that's what I do. So I host these really cool events, and I used to host for a national dating event company. That's all they did. So
okay.
Some people know that, some people don't know that, but that's what I did a few years back. And it was really cool because I'd already hosted these really massive events for singles, but so that we made a good way for people to network and meet. So if you think of it more of a networking type event, right? A lot of times, people go for happy hour after work, or they go into business networking meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of a blend of that. But it's a healthy way of meeting people. So it's not like a typical happy hour where you mix alcohol and then you're not even who you really are anyway,
right?
Because your demeanor changes, you make mistakes, you go out with somebody you wouldn't have gone out with.
Right.
And there's that. But we want you to make educated guesses. We want you to get to know that person. So I've actually, on this next particular one, we're selecting 6 bachelors and 6 bachelorettes. And then we're going to do a really cool speed dating section of it, and then also role play. So I'm going to have some guest speakers that come in that's what they do. They teach you the right way to date. They teach you how to develop standards. They teach you what your personality type is and how you match with other people. If you match me with someone who doesn't have a similar personality, I'm going to drive them nuts, and vice versa. If they're boring, I can't do it.
Exactly.
We all have expectations,
mm-hmm.
and so you don't want to set someone up for failure. You don't want to rush into a relationship if you just got out of a relationship. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things like that. So what are your specific points that you have to have in a relationship?
That's major.
If they don't meet it up front, you don't want then why waste their time, right?
Exactly.
So little things like that. So we can narrow those things down like through a little survey, right? And then all the number ones kind of match up with the number ones, or the number twos match up with number twos. So you kind of break it down like that because those things are important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we make it fun. It's not about dating. It's about getting to know who you are.
Wow.
And that's the key.
We got to make sure you schedule one. I got to come to one of these. I'm excited. But I like the point that you've done this before, and that you actually have people that come in, professionals that come in to talk about how you should date. Because that could be life after the storm. And so many times we don't think about that. Relationships can be stormy, honey. And that's a survival skill.
Just literally. And there was a 911.
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
I think I saw that post.
I think you probably did. Miss Ava helped me out.
Yeah. But you know what? God is amazing.
Yeah.
But God is amazing. He lets us go through things because it builds our testimony. So it's almost to the point, it's like you went through that, and do you know you're going to end up sharing that same story with somebody, and it's going to be amazing because you're going to have a word for somebody that needs to get out and don't know how. They need to get to I hate to say it like this. They need to get to higher ground because they're sinking and don't know how to be pulled out. And that's where, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't, because those types of people, if you don't want to make them angry. So the best thing you could do is be on their good side.
Right.
Because if you're on their bad side and you leave, they're gonna come after you, or and I'm not saying in a bad way, but they're
right.
Gonna keep going. They don't want to let go of what they have, because you offer something amazing for them, but they suck the life out of you.
Yes.
So it's a very tricky situation.
Right.
Then your family and our coworkers or everyone knows what the real situation, and they're like, oh, I thought everything was fine. Well, it's like, well, I'm not gonna tell you the bad stuff.
Right.
I'm only gonna tell you the good stuff, But in reality, you can't, if there's anything bad, it's bad.
Right.
Bad. And that's the thing. And so, Voice of Hope, definitely. And usually, someone who's been in that situation, we tend to pick up on the same pattern. And so I'm in a place in life now is to break that cycle. So that's something you're going to see in me, that God said, okay, how many times? I give you opportunity. So there's something within me that has got to change, so that it's not even for 2 seconds I give someone like that an opportunity.
Right. And I went through something similar, not something as drastic, but something to the point that where I knew I had to change. And it was like, God said, and I used this analogy, and I said, that's just like dating the same person over and over again, and which is a sign of insanity, because we build, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But then I said, it's just like when you have that checklist. I got to have this, I got to have this, I got to have this, I got to have this. And then I started thinking, I said, well, darn, clearly this checklist is not working for me. So maybe I need to chunk the checklist out and start looking for, and not necessarily looking, but be more receptive to somebody that's quote unquote not my type. And it's like, it's amazing when you just let go and you like, so he might, and then we're getting older. So it's some things that just ain't gonna be there. It just ain't gonna happen.
Dating in your 40s and mid-40s is very different than your 20s.
Oh, honey, you preach it to the choir. It ain't no joke.
No, and in your 30s, you're like seeking a man for marriage, right? If you hadn't already been married, you're like,
exactly.
And he doesn't even know, but he's gonna marry me. Right. Not me, but that's how they are. A lot of people are. I got to keep that ring on my finger. I got to have my babies. I got to have everything in a certain order. I waited too long. Blah, 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 blah. Clock's ticking. Guys do the same thing. I'm in my 30s, and but in our 40s, most of us have already been married. Most of us have already had children, or we don't want any more children, and so we don't match with people that are younger that are trying to have, all these compatibility things that. You meet this great person and you spend all this quality time, and then you get intimate and you're like, oh, I love them, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to marry them. Why did we even go here?
Exactly.
That's the reality of
it's a reality.
That's single life, So what do you want out of single life? Treat it like you would a business.
Wow.
Treat it like you would, right? Do you want to fail in a business? Do you
No.
want to write hot checks?
Whoa.
Or do you want to be successful?
That's amazing.
What do you have substance? What can they offer you? And that's not being ugly, but
exactly.
Long term, what? Because you already know what you can offer, and we're gonna grow. I can tell you, I work on myself all the time, and I know what I have to offer now, right? It's not what you have to offer later,
right?
It's like, of course we're gonna change. It's not what oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll. No. What do you have today that you can offer someone? If you don't have something to offer, then you really need to work on yourself, right?
Wow,
or
that's amazing.
That's what I think. You have to be healthy and whole to be able to offer yourself to someone. And don't give your whole self to someone you don't know. So also what I believe is when you date, you're a stranger, right?
Yep.
6 months in, do not know them. 9 months in, you're getting to know them. The first year, you're getting to know them. It takes about 2 years to even really, truly meet their friends, meet their family, know what they're like. Do they brush their hair in the mornings? Do they not brush their hair in the mornings? Do they, are they messy? Are they clean? Because not everyone jumps in and lives with someone. We date them. We don't know what it's like, all the combining the homes.
Exactly.
That's what long-term relationships are, combining the family, right? Their friends, their families, their coworkers. And so in dating, you need to decide, and get to know the person, who they are, and then take it step by step. Too many times we jump in and we say, "Oh, awesome! I'm here," because I'm a motherly person, and I'm very loyal. I have a lot to offer, and so people want to scoop me up like you would a little puppy. You're like, "Oh, cool! Puppy's a little, loyal puppy. She does good tricks." All these things, She's
exactly.
Great. Show her off. She can bring me things, And so I think about it like that, but I'm like, okay, so what are they doing for me? Am I just the little show dog?
Wow.
So we have to think about those things.
And you know what? And exactly. And then what do you say to the person that is mid-40s, that has not been married, that has not had children, and with the age of what's going on, they can still have children? Now you're telling me I got to put a whole nother year on the line. How do you deal with that? When the old biological clock is ticking, and you're still getting the looks cause you single. You know what I'm saying? So how do you tell somebody, or what happens if I don't wait the year?
So I think open line of communication is key. The person you're dating and sharing your life with, even if it's just over coffee every day or something like that. Say you're not jumping in all the way. You should be able to be upfront about those things. I know I dated someone and we totally hit it off. He was like, "By the way, I have a surrogate baby on the way," and I'm like, "Wow, really?
Okay."
With whom? Do I know this person?
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh, okay, we've been talking for a couple months. I had no idea, which was totally cool. But then I'm like, I'm launching my career. I've already got 2 grown kids. Am I really compatible with this person?
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, little things like that, or but I think you have to really don't change for someone else. If they're not where you're at, then they're not where you're at. They're in a different, like you were talking about, they're in a different lane. We're not even in the same car.
What? Exactly.
I'm heading to the West Coast, and we're having this fun little vacation. We're hanging out. Things are great.
Mm-hmm.
But, honey, your home's over here, and my home's over there. And you're a good friend, and we just, it was great. We got caught up in the moment. And I really would prefer you to be with someone that you're more compatible with.
Right.
And that's the right thing, right?
That's amazing.
And that's okay. I mean, you can't be friends. That's what dating is about. I always tell my kids, you don't fall in love with everyone you date, and you don't marry everyone you love.
Wow.
And marriage is forever. Marriage is not just for the next 10, 15 years. Marriage is forever. It's sacred. It's beautiful. It's the most amazing thing.
Exactly.
And treat it as that. You have to treat it as that. But also treat dating the same way. Just know that just because you break up doesn't mean you can't be friends.
Okay.
Be respectful. If you love them, be respectful, and just say things. I see us going in different directions, and that's cool because I want the best for you.
Exactly.
And I want the best for me. Or hey, I've got this career opportunity, and I really have to go.
Exactly.
That happens, right?
You most definitely.
And it does, and so that's reality. It doesn't mean you don't love that person. It means that they were someone that you were supposed to love and grow with and learn who you are, who you want to be. And life is meant to be moving forward.
Right.
So just find someone that's moving forward with you, right?
Exactly.
The right person will. They will. We compromise. But compromise does not mean you give up everything to be with that person.
Exactly. That makes a difference. That makes a difference. Because compromise and settling, even though it sounds similar, they are 2 totally different things.
Right.
because in order for it, and that's just like having a friendship, you have to be able to compromise. You have to agree to disagree on some things. And that's the way you're successful. That's the way you're able to move on and do and meet and hang out with other cool people, because you're okay with yourself. You're okay with being okay. And I think that's part of the amazing part of even when we start dating, we start developing friendships, is that we have to be clear about who we are.
Yes.
And when we are clear about who we are, then it's easier to move on. I mean, and that goes back to the whole checklist thing, because sometimes you need to reevaluate that checklist. And some of the stuff you got on the list, you don't even qualify. You don't even fit your own list.
That is a good thing. What you just said is you need to be able to live up to your own expectations.
Yes.
Again, because how can you expect someone to give you those things that you can't do for yourself? And if you're not sound mentally, you'll never match up. If you're not sound financially, why should someone else have to take care of you? You need to be able to take care of yourself.
Ooh.
Don't expect someone to take care of you. I don't care if you smell or if you smell. You're supposed to work and take care and provide too. And that's the thing. And don't try to find someone to help raise your kids. If you have kids.
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
You're a parent. They have a spouse. It doesn't mean that someone has to play that role. It means that you be the strong parent. And if you meet someone else that falls in love with you and your children as a package, it's going to work.
Exactly.
You can't try to seek someone out so that they could have a father figure, because that's not their father.
Oh, because that's on your checklist.
That's right. You can't do those things. You can't. We don't take advantage of people.
Exactly.
Be strong and be confident. Don't be cocky. Be confident. And be understanding, but also set a realistic expectation. And I think that that's crucial. But I think if we take the time to be friends first, and this is something that I've learned the past 3 years, basically, is I didn't really date for about the first 2 years recently. After my coma and everything, I had to get to know who I was. So that was kind of a cool thing. But I didn't go out there and give myself away. I didn't go out there looking for a boyfriend. I met people and they would ask me out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just not really looking right now, and that's okay. But I will have conversations that aren't tied into trying to develop a dating relationship, building a friendship with me. And if you can be my friend, and we can be strong in that area, then maybe the other area might develop, and then that might be pretty amazing. You have to be compatible there too. But
most definitely.
And it can't be your friend hitting on you, because that's kind of creepy too. That's your friend can't hit on you.
Exactly.
I'm saying it's okay, and I'm interested in you in that way too. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm not attracted to you.
Exactly.
But I think if you can develop a friendship first, I think that that's so important. I think if they can fit into your circle, that's another starting point, right?
Exactly.
And then go from there. So if they can support you as a friend, and then blend in with your friends, and then your coworkers, try it.
Exactly.
Don't introduce it to your family. Don't try to have them over for dinner and have everybody together or meet your kids. Take your time. Dating is a process. Take your time. There is no special race. You don't have to say in 3 months we have to be done. Because I used to say everything 3 in 3. 3 months this, the next 3 months, everything has to be a certain way. Dating, take your time. You have forever. Your Mr. Right is not sitting there running around chasing somebody else.
Exactly.
They're probably going through something similar that you are.
Exactly.
At the right time.
Right. Well, guess what, Miss Amber? It is the end of the show. We are, oh my God, it doesn't even seem like it. We have had so much fun. I have enjoyed you. We have been talking about life after the storm. It's just, we are in survival mode from the hurricane to our relationships. We are going to survive this in our businesses. We are going to make this happen. So, Miss Amber, tell us, how can we find you?
So I You can follow me on Amber Townsend Presents Incorporated on Facebook, or N, like the letter N, 8, and then Seconds TV on Facebook and on Twitter.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, guys, it has been real. It's been fun. I am so excited about what we are doing. And we are just doing some stuff. You would be amazed at how we are getting ready to do. Hats and Heels, East Coast will be in Baltimore, guys. Hats and Heels, East Coast will be coming to Baltimore on October the 7th. Get your tickets. They are on sale. They are on Eventbrite. I cannot wait to see you. I can't wait to see you there. Guys, it's going to be amazing. We are going to have an awesome time. Amber has already agreed to join us when we come back to Houston. Guys, I can't wait. Hats and Heels is growing. It's flowing. We're getting ready to prosper. We're getting ready to take it to another level. So, guys, it's been real. You know you can find us on conversationswithdeborahfranklin.com, fireradio.com, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And most of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, guys, have a great evening. Love you to life. Be blessed.